What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion superstar boxer, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, was scheduled to have his highly anticipated trilogy match with undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer and rival Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, July 24th, scheduled to take place in 2 short weeks. With that said, Tyson Fury, according to reports, has tested positive and the fight has been postponed. The target date now is October 9th. Okay, that's a long ways off. Deontay Wilder, he had to wait for a very long time due to the fact that Tyson Fury was contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy match, and Tyson Fury and his team, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, and his co-promoter in the UK, United Kingdom, and Queensberry Promotion CEO and promoter, legendary promoter Frank Warren, were in cahoots with Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn for Tyson Fury to fight fellow countryman, two-time unified heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua. With that said, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, they fought February of 2020. Tyson Fury, he got a 7th round TKO victory as Deontay Wilder's former trainer threw in the towel and stopped the fight. Deontay Wilder was dropped twice in the fight, but obviously that didn't go out. It didn't go without any allegations, because you can clearly see Tyson Fury's right glove in the first fight seems to be flapping around. That's the left glove. In the second fight, seems to have looks like a flat tire, no padding in the knuckle area. And Deontay Wilder, he says that he believes that his water was also tampered with. With that said, since then, that was February of 2020, Tyson Fury, he agreed to a trilogy match with Deontay Wilder, and he was contractually obligated as he signed for a trilogy match with Deontay Wilder prior to the second fight taking place. The first fight took place in which Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, they fought to a draw, and in that fight, Tyson Fury hit the deck twice, but the fight still ended in a draw. With that said, the highly anticipated rematch was scheduled to take place immediately, and Tyson Fury, in negotiations, decided that he didn't want the immediate rematch with Deontay Wilder. He wanted to have 2 interim fights. That's when he signed with top-ranked Bob Arum and ESPN, and essentially caused a gap between the two, because now he brought in a whole other network and a promotional company that they have to come to an agreement with. And he had 2 interim fights against Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz. Then he went into the second fight, and we know how that took place, how that played out. With that said, now they're scheduled, they had to go to mediation, arbitration. The judge ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor for the trilogy match. And yet again, Tyson Fury finds something that's going on, and the fight has to be postponed once again. Deontay Wilder obviously is not happy, and according to his manager, SHELLY, Deontay Wilder responded, and he stated that, here this guy is, quote, here this guy is doing something wrong again, and I have to be penalized for it, end quote. Right? Right, because the second fight was supposed to be an immediate rematch. Tyson Fury pulled out of the negotiations. They had agreed, according to reports, everybody had signed. Everybody was on board. Everybody was ready to, have the second fight, waiting for Tyson Fury, his signature. And Tyson Fury decided to do a bow face, completely shocking everybody, signing with top-ranked ESPN and Bob Arum. Then it was held off because Tyson Fury wanted 2 interim fights. So Deontay Wilder, at that point in time, he fought his mandatory in Dominic Brazil. Then he had a rematch with Luis King Kong Ortiz. With that said, now here we are again, in which Tyson Fury is irresponsible on the part of Tyson Fury to be a professional athlete, and his team, according to reports, there's 9 to 10 members that tested positive. Okay, in this trying times, you should be very cautious, and you should be very, responsible, especially when you're a professional athlete and you have a lot at stake. There's millions at stake, thousands of fans. There's a lot at stake, and Tyson Fury was irresponsible. Okay, And here we are again. There's reports that Tyson Fury, now after testing positive, is going to be traveling. I don't know how that's going to work. When he was confirmed, traveling to the United Kingdom to go back home. Okay, and so Deontay Wilder had to go to mediation arbitration because Tyson Fury, he announced June 10th of 2020 that he was going to have a 2-fight deal with fellow countryman Anthony Joshua. So June 10th of 2020, although Tyson Fury was contractually obligated to fulfill and give Deontay Wilder a trilogy match, Tyson Fury decided to negotiate with fellow countryman Anthony Joshua, promoter Eddie Hearn, look for venues, look for dates, and they even went as far as to Tyson Fury announced we have a 2-fight deal we confirmed for 2021. And then he stated, all I have to do is get past Deontay Wilder. Okay, well then Tyson Fury, he decided, I don't even want to get past Deontay Wilder. I just much rather maneuver around Deontay Wilder. And so Deontay Wilder, he took him to mediation, he took him to arbitration, and he won, right? But that was dragged out, okay, because that was, this all started around end of October, early November, okay? Tyson Fury, at that time, he tried to schedule a fight December 5th, you know, a tune-up fight, as he stated. He wanted to stay active. That fell by the wayside because he wasn't allowed to, because he was in mediation arbitration. And still, he negotiated with fellow countryman Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn throughout 2021, all the way up until recently when the judge ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor. That was in June. No, that was in May, you know, when he ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor. But all the way up until then, they even announced August 14th was going to be a date for Tyson Fury to face Anthony Joshua, okay? And so Deontay Wilder, he's saying that this guy essentially is, you know, doing all of these, has all these antics, and he's doing all of these things, and it's causing confusion, and it's holding back the fight that could have already taken place back in January, February. Frank Warren, he stated that Tyson Fury could not sit on the shelf and just stay inactive, so he wanted Tyson Fury to stay active. And due to the fact that we was dealing with a global pandemic, social distancing, especially at that point in time, it was still at its all-time high. There was no guarantees as fans be back in attendance or time frames, okay? And so they stated, well, Tyson Fury needs to stay active, and they stated that the deadline passed, and that proved not to be true. So the judge ruled that he either has to face Deontay Wilder or he has to retire, okay? But for the mere fact that he dragged this out, and now, once again, there's another issue, okay? And so Deontay Wilder is saying that, you know, and once again, the media continues to give Tyson Fury a pass. There's not headlines that Tyson Fury was irresponsible. You know, there's no headlines that saying, you know, where's the proof that this is true? You know, because how could he fly? Okay, he's a confirmed case. Then how could he possibly fly? Okay, back to the United Kingdom, okay? And we see members of his team and members of his sparring partners, they're out and about. So it makes Deontay Wilder and Team Wilder and the fans, it makes them question what's actually taking place here. And so Deontay Wilder, essentially, you know, he wants this trilogy match. He wants to rectify that second fight. He wants to regain his title, become a 2-time heavyweight world champion. He already successfully defended the title 10 times, held the belt for 5 years, Olympic bronze medal. He wants to add to his legacy. But more importantly, he wants to get in the ring and face Tyson Fury. And it seems that Tyson Fury has a lot going on. And you look at the history of Tyson Fury, he's never defended his world titles. He had a scenario in the chain of events that took place when he fought Vladimir Klitschko and beat Vladimir Klitschko for the belts. He was supposed to give Vladimir Klitschko an immediate rematch. But yet and still, that didn't take place. Why? Because Tyson Fury cited an ankle injury. That postponed the fight. Then it came upon the fight date for the rematch with Vladimir Klitschko. Then Tyson Fury cited other issues that he had to deal with, health issues, and the fight was postponed again. Then when they were negotiating to have the fight, Tyson Fury tested positive for a banned substance on UKAD, United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency's ban list, allegedly, and he was then suspended, investigated for that. And essentially, he ended up vacating the belts and never facing Vladimir Klitschko. And here we have a situation with Deontay Wilder where once again he won the titles and he's never successfully defended the titles, and he's not even, it seems as if he's not even truly attempting to defend the titles. So Deontay Wilder, he responds, he says, essentially, this guy's never being held accountable, and I'm always being the one that has to bear the weight of him and his actions. So let's see how this all plays out. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.